LiteFinance, the world of financial freedom.
It's Monday 25th of September, it's time to start the market forecast. There are a couple of key data publications during the week, but the concentration of most important events is at the end on Thursday and Friday. So first, let's go through the calendar and then we will discuss what we can expect on the markets. Okay, so today we got some data from Germany about the business climate, which turned out to be worse than expected, and the numbers are heading towards the levels from the 2008 financial crisis. Good news is better than the previous PMI's reading from the Japanese service sector. Next, we have Tuesday with the core durable goods orders and the CB consumer confidence. You can see some information about Jerome Powell's speech, but there is nothing about that in the Fed calendar, so I assume there is some glitch in the API maybe. Next is Wednesday with retail sales from Australia, crude oil inventories, and Powell's speech, which this time is scheduled on the official calendar, but this speech is a simple welcoming monologue at a banking research conference, so it's nothing major. Nevertheless, it can be played in the background, or at least you can refresh some news websites to get a quick update if something important was said during this speech. Next is Thursday, and firstly we will get another revised US GDP data for the second quarter. We all know what the number was, but if they will be updated significantly, it can of course cause some volatility. After the US, we will get the GDP from Canada and a speech from RBNZ Governor Mr. Orr. Finally, on Friday, manufacturing PMI data from China, which are very important. They will show us the prospect for the Chinese sector, which is the key to solving the supply chains problem. Then we have UK's GDP, unemployment change in Germany, and inflation data from Eurozone and the US, CPI and PCE respectively. So let us talk about the US dollar, because neither forex interventions nor fiscal stimulus could stop the yen and the pound from weakening against the US dollar. When the global recession is about to start, investors have no choice but to buy the greenback. According to Jerome Powell, the American economy has entered a new reality. This applies not only to the USA. If earlier central banks raised rates by 25 basis points, now a 75 basis point rate hike is the new norm. Deutsche Bank estimates that for one central bank that lowers borrowing costs, 25 increases them. This ratio is well above the average and takes us back to the 1990s, where regulators were just granted independence. In the week ended September 23rd, a dozen central banks raised rates by 6 percentage points. They act so fast that they do not have time to assess the consequences of a tightening monetary policy for their own economies. The hawks are led by the Fed, which is willing to raise the federal funds rate to possibly even 5% in 2023. Investors worry that central banks will go too far and in their pursuit to curb inflation. The recession is about to start. Jerome Powell used to say that employment will suffer, but now financial markets suffer. Amid all of this, the US dollar seems to be winning, being bought out as a major safe haven. According to the CFTC, the greenback bullish speculative positions are currently 8 times larger than the average of the past 20 years. Furthermore, weather forecasts expect frosty winter in Europe at the end of September, when the average temperature in London will be 5 to 6.5 degrees below the seasonal norm. This will potentially lead to a further rise in gas prices, and therefore the Euro-USD has naturally reached the target at 0.97 and the second target is at 0.95, which will be reached in the case if Euro bulls fail to consolidate the price at 0.96 and 4, and it is still relevant to sell the euro on corrections. And that would be all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.